Hello everyone, my name is Ismirna Magdi. I am in grade 11 in Mr. Quick class. Today I will be talking about the outline. I will explain how to write the outline and what is important of it. I will also talk about what is structure and I will mention some examples. Firstly, let me start with the definition of the outline. What is the outline? The outline of an essay is like a plan for what you will write. It helps us to organize our ideas, to make writing them easier. How? First of all, it saves time. It also increases the reader's interest in reading the essay because, as I mentioned, it organizes the ideas. So, it makes the essay well planned and helps in the flow of the sentence. This makes a harmony between them. Now, let me briefly explain to you the structure of the outline. Firstly, the outline consists of an introduction, body paragraphs, and a conclusion. The number of body paragraphs depend on how many paragraphs does my essay consist of. For example, if the essay consists of 5 paragraphs, then they will be divided into an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion, which gives us sum of 5 paragraphs. Another example, if the essay consists of 4 paragraphs, then we will have an introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. Then comes the final step of the outline, which is the conclusion. The conclusion sums up all the ideas that were mentioned in the paragraphs. They are written briefly just to give you the bigger idea or the reasons behind the whole essay, and to clarify the main points that you should have concluded or understood from the reading. It consists of 1 to 2 sentences only. For example, if I write my reason in the thesis in the order 1, 2, 3, I should write them in the outline with the same order. I can't reorder them in 3, 2, 1. After the introduction comes the bodies of the essay. If the thesis consists of 3 reasons, I will have body 1, body 2, and body 3 in the diagram. Each body is divided into 2 gaps. The gap on the left is called sub-main idea 1, sub-main idea 2, and probably sub-main idea 3. Each sub-main idea talks about 1 reasons of the thesis, in the same order as I mentioned before. The sub-main idea can contain complete sentences, and they should have 2 to 3 points. Then, let's move to the right side of the diagram. It's also divided into 3 parts because we have 3 bodies. Each part consists of examples or evidence to the reasons mentioned in the sub-main idea. To be more clear, if I am talking in the body 1 about the first reasons in the thesis, sub-main idea 1 will consist of 2 points. Then on the right side I should mention 2 examples or evidence phrases to these points. And logically, if I wrote 3 main points, then I will mention Not writing an outline for the essay makes the essay weak and not complete in the ideas. It becomes a mess of many words and sentences that may be not related to each other, or may lose some of the meaning of what I am talking about due to the unorganized ideas. For example, if I write my reason in the thesis in the order 1, 2, 3, I should write them in the outline with the same order. I can't reorder them in 3, 2, 1. After the introduction comes the bodies of the essay. If the thesis consists of 3 reasons, I will have body 1, body 2, and body 3 in the diagram. Each body is divided into 2 gaps. The gap on the left is called sub-main idea 1, sub-main idea 2, and probably sub-main idea 3. Each sub-main idea talks about 1 reasons of the thesis, in the same order as I mentioned before. The sub-main idea can contain complete sentences, and they should have 2 to 3 points. Then, let's move to the right side of the diagram. It's also divided into 3 parts because we have 3 bodies. Each part consists of examples or evidence to the reasons mentioned in the sub-main idea. To be more clear, if I am talking in the body 1 about the first reasons in the thesis sub-main idea, one will consist of 2 points. Then one on the right side I should mention 2 examples or evidence phrases to these points. And logically, if I wrote 3 main points, then I will mention 3 examples or the evidence. Any outline is written in a form of a diagram. This diagram is divided into gaps depending on the number of paragraphs of the essay, as in this example. In these gaps, we write small brief sentences that help us write them in details in the actual essay. The first gap of the diagram is titled by Introduction. The main part of the introduction in the diagram is the thesis. It depends on my brainstorming that I make for answering question. The thesis consists of 3 parts. The main part is the reasons to what I am talking about. These reasons are put in a logical and specific order in the thesis that mustn't be changed in the outline. To make all the steps of the outline easier and more understood, let's apply what I explained in a real example. Let's assume that I am talking about yoga and its benefits. First, I will draw my diagram and divide it according to the number of reasons I will mention. I will start the diagram with the thesis of the introduction, which gives a brief idea on the topic I will talk about in the essay without details. The thesis in these examples will say, yoga is best form of exercise because it builds muscles, makes us relax our mind, and has health benefits to our bodies. Now, body 1 is complete. Let's write body 2 with the same way. The sub-main idea 2 is relaxation. First main point is mood, and the second is stress. An example on mood is, yoga helps to change our mood. Then comes the second main point, stress. Evidence on this point is number of studies have shown that yoga may help reduce stress and anxiety. Now body 2 is complete, and we have the last body left. And its sub-main idea is health benefits of yoga. First main point is blood pressure, and the second is energy. Don't forget we don't write complete sentences in this main point. Example on the first idea, a constant yoga practice decreases blood pressure through better circulation and oxygen of the body. Then the last example, regular yoga practices provide consistent energy. At the end, we write our conclusion, which provides us with the brief of the whole essay. In this case, I will write, overall, yoga helps our body mentally and physically. Finally, we have covered the full structure of an outline. By now, it should be well understood, and we should be aware of how important it is to write an outline to all our essays. It's also very, very important to know all the parts of the diagram and not to forget any of them. Make sure to write sentences without any details, because these details will be written in the essay itself. This is why you should write strong sentences yet and details to grab the reader's attention and make them interested in reading your essay. Before you begin writing your outline, make sure you read the essay question well and understand what is being asked about. This will ensure that the outline and the essay are relevant to each other. Also avoid going out of the topic, because this will make the outline nonsense to the reader. You should then work out the type of the essay that you will be writing and choose the suitable and the best argument for your essay. Remember to mention the main and the most important point that the essay talks about in your outline. And don't forget, the thesis of your outline is the most important factor which is responsible for whether it's grabbing the reader's attention or pushing them away from reading. In other words, it speaks about your essay. So, avoid boring sentences and use catching sentences instead. Finally, always use the real example and strong facts or evidence in your outline to make the readers trust what they are reading and continue it. We have come to the end of this video. I hope it's good explaining to you. Goodbye.